Oh, the Defender. I mean, that was our bread and butter from day one. We founded it with three Brits, it's a product it's a car that's dear to our hearts. So, I mean, I've always said before, it was never meant to become this. This was a bunch of automotive misfits and geeks that had a beer one night that said, can we turn this into a business? And never believed it would become this, but very proud that it did. Very proud that it did.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Scott Wallace. He is the CEO of ECD Auto Designs. And Scott, it's good to see you again. How are you?
Great, Steve. Thanks for having me again. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you as well. Lots of stuff to talk about. Before that, let's remind everyone a little bit of what you do. You may be one of the most unique companies in the world, that's for sure. Explain to everyone what you do, and it all has to do with what's over your head.
Yeah, we take classic cars and we restore them one of one customization. Each one is unique to the customer. They own the IP of it. In the simplest of forms, we are literally a micro cap Ferrari. We have a high price point because of the journey and the luxury element of what we give to clients, and then our economics are enhanced by customization. So yeah, it's a pretty cool business.
Yeah, what's been your biggest one that's really sort of launched you?
Oh, the Defender. I mean, that was our bread and butter from day one. We founded it with three Brits, it's a product it's a car that's dear to our hearts. So I mean, I've always said before, it was never meant to become this. This was a bunch of automotive misfits and geeks that had a beer one night that said, can we turn this into a business? And never believed it would become this, but very proud that it did. Very proud that it did.
Absolutely. You've had some announcements recently. I want to go through a couple of them with you. First off, the Beach Runner 3. This is a new edition, a new series, and this is going to be one that's a bit different because this will be one that will be available all the time, right?
Yeah, it's what we've had. Our factory historically has always been we've sold the build in advance to the client. The client designs it, and then we produce it. We've never really had a retail strategy, if you like. We've never built inventory to sell. So we now have a huge factory, 100,000 square foot, and we had some production space. Nothing frustrates me more than space that isn't driving revenue. So we said to ourselves, what should we test? We tested a sample of introducing a model that we designed. Our client services team created it, our design team created it, our parts team were involved. So we created a model that we would build for ourselves, what they thought would be cool. So we commissioned it ourselves, in effect, and built it to just as a build to sell model, which we've never had, because the average wait time is 12 months. And a lot of our clients are saying, well, if you can give me one tomorrow, I'd buy one. So we're kind of moving into that retail strategy. Now, I always kind of say, if Ferrari didn't have 46 North American dealerships, what would happen to their sales? Well, we've kind of got the opposite model of that. For 10 years, we've done nearly 100 million in revenue, but we've never had a retail presence. So if we had inventory that was available to buy instantly, do we tap into a new market that doesn't want to wait? And that's exactly what happened. We actually took one of the trucks for an investor relations meeting to Nantucket, and we booked the ferry to take the truck and bring it back. We never brought it back because somebody saw it on the island and bought it there and then. So that kind of endorsed my model, which was, I think there is a market that if they can see, feel, touch, drive, and experience it like any other automotive luxury manufacturer, I think there's a market for build to sell. So that's what we're doing now. So Beach Run is exactly that.
Yeah, and you're looking at retail in 2025, like setting up a store, right?
Yeah, huge part of our strategy. I mean, if I would say what's taking up a majority of my time right now, a big part of that is focusing on the retail model for the simple facts I just discussed. We've sold 600 units to date, and the consumer's never been able to see the vehicle. I mean, just think about that. It blows my mind that we've sold 600 units via word of mouth referral, but the clients have never seen or touched the car. So if we open these retail locations where we've identified probably somewhere between 8 and 10 locations, and we can overlay our client database and demographics to see exactly where they are. But if there was a retail model, and I don't want to open a car dealership, that's the last thing we want to do. We want to open a immersive retail experience where people can come in and see, touch the car, and then sit with their design team and create their true one-on-one vehicles. So I think our backlog and our growth in the future is certainly going to come from that retail presence.
Okay. You also recently signed a licensing agreement with Blackridge Motors. Tell me about this one. This is sort of the other side of the M&A strategy, correct?
Yeah, our M&A strategy is simple. I mean, we're still a microcap business. We still want to deploy capital effectively. We still want to look for the best M&A acquisitions. So what we've kind of identified is that it's a win for everybody. This sector is full of really great mom and pops that maybe do, I don't know, 5 or 6 cars a year, more than that. Some of them do more than that. But they really can't commit to a timeline or a process that the client buys into. So they have a problem. The phone is ringing for orders, but they can't commit to delivering. our factory is designed to do that. We've become the manufacturing efficiency model for custom classic car resto mods. So what we've agreed is that we're going to identify these businesses that need help where they've got orders but they can't produce. So we reach out to them, and we've done it 3 times now with 3 different businesses. So in 8 months, we've done 3 of these agreements where we say, let us take the production headache away from you. That allows us, there's no cost of acquisition. We don't buy the company. We haven't got outlay a lot of capital and assets that we don't really need. They can go out their day job doing all the small restoration jobs they want to do, like an upholstery or paint job. But we take the big projects and we put them into our factory and we flow them through efficiently. So yeah, there's just a royalty kickback in getting them. It's not that dissimilar to our regular acquisition fees. So it's a great model for us. We don't have to outlay a lot of capital to do the deals, but we're continually increasing, and filling that backlog with multiple products. And interestingly, now we've expanded the product mix in doing that. So now we have Defenders, American muscle cars, Toyota FJ Land Cruisers. So we've always said to fill the factory to 180 unit capacity, we'd have to add more toys to the toy box. And that's exactly what we've done.
That all feeds into the buckets of revenue, and your most recent Q2 numbers show 129% revenue increase. So obviously, as you mentioned earlier, things are progressing. Are you better than you thought? Where you thought it was going to be? What's sort of the word there, Scott?
We were discussing this internally yesterday, with the C-suite meeting, and I was saying what we underestimated was we moved from a production model where we had numerous locations, only 25 yards apart, Steve. But the impact that had on production was immense. We were wasting like 40 hours a day moving trucks. We did an analysis one day. When we built this factory, the big white box with 3 production lines, you can overthink manufacturing, you can overthink business. What we realized that just moving a car every 4 days in a line, it was like a light switch. So we're now generally, we've got 2 production lines running, and every 4 days the car's coming off the line because we're just running that kind of model where it's just pushing through in production. And it was literally a light switch. Production just became really efficient, and we're just able to produce more efficiently. So that turns out in unit economics, as more units turns into more revenue.
Yeah, absolutely. You've secured $2 million in funding as well to fuel growth. Last question: what's next? What can we expect from the company moving forward? I know retail is a big part of it.
2 big things. I mean, just think of it in simple. We raised the 2 million. What we've done with that is we've deployed it to the build to sell model I discussed. So we successfully ran it with the Beach Runner. We're about to do it on some more lines. So we're going to be building more inventory to sell. One of the reasons we're doing that is we open the retail location, we're going to have to put inventory in there. So the aim is build some of that inventory this year with some of the capital we raised, and then get ready to put that into units in 2025. So we've got a product that the consumer can go and touch, feel, test drive. So take the capital, deploy it into inventory to build, and then move that inventory into retail locations. So that's what we hope is going to drive revenue from 2025 beyond.
Well, it's exciting times for you and the team, I know. Scott, thanks so much. Great to catch up with you, and congratulations on all the success.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
All right, Scott Wallace, the CEO of ECD Auto Designs.